And now for our next news special report.
In a world of political chess, we've just witnessed a shocking move. Democrat Congressman Dean Phillips is taking on none other than President Biden for the 2024 Democrat nomination. But there's another twist. Former President Donald Trump is drawing a younger crowd, building a mighty 2024 campaign foundation. And now the question is, how will this reshape the political battlefield? You don't want to miss our in-depth analysis, and trust me, by the end of this report, our final thought will leave you pondering America's political future. So, folks, before we dive deep, let's chat. Picture our sponsors as the power source. Much like how Congressman Phillips wants to be the new Democrat face, they energize us to give you top-notch news every day. When you support them, you're giving us a nod of approval. If you're pondered how a simple act like stepping on a scale can reinforce your weight loss goal, well, now there's an all-natural boost to help you on that journey. And for this month, you get a sweet 51% off. Head over to trimwithgary.com or check out the link below. And now a political shocker is looming. Representative Dean Phillips of Minnesota, a Democrat, is tossing his hat into the ring, challenging President Joe Biden for the 2024 Democrat nomination. Why Phillips thinks Biden won't make the cut for 2024? Watch.
Are you running for president?
I am. I have to. I think President Biden has done a spectacular job for our country, but it's not about the past. This is an election about the future. I will not sit still. I will not be quiet in the face of numbers that are so clearly saying that we're going to be facing an emergency next November.
Now, this isn't a rash decision. The 54-year-old congressman had played coy about the move for months. Earlier this year, Phillips hinted at a possible presidential run, though he expressed doubts about whether the timing was right. But after seeing the current administration's dwindling popularity, he chose to act. And Phillips isn't just challenging Biden. He's vacating his leadership post within the House Democrats due to his public stance on the issue. Bold? No, absolutely. A sign of deeper divides within the party? And quite possibly. In a recent CBS interview, he elaborated on his motives. For Phillips, 4 central pillars will hold his campaign aloft. On the economy, he stresses the need for a robust middle class, emphasizing the necessity to reduce the cost of living. Quote, the U.S. should be the world's most prosperous nation. That's what he says, advocating a pro-business and pro-worker stance. On safety, he says it's paramount. He laments the ongoing drug and mental health crisis, stressing their grave implications on individuals and communities alike. And on generational change, he believes that the Republic is yearning for a generational shift, urging for policies favoring the young. And on bipartisanship and listening, he pitches for a more united, less polarized political environment. He supports campaign finance reforms, term limits, and bipartisan cabinets. So let's add some context. The Democrat Party is in a bit of turmoil. They're searching, possibly scrambling, for a strong candidate to go up against the GOP frontrunner, Donald Trump, in 2024. And speaking of Trump, recent polls reveal intriguing data. A last week Emerson College poll showcased Trump leading President Biden by 2 points in a hypothetical 2024 matchup. Trump's 47% to Biden's 45% is certainly causing waves. But there's more. Trump's support is not static. His popularity surged by 2 points compared to the previous month, while Biden's numbers remain stagnant. Other polls echo these sentiments. A CNBC survey gave Trump a 4-point lead nationwide, and a Bloomberg Morning Consult poll handed Trump a similar advantage in 7 pivotal swing states. Young voters, often perceived as leaning liberal, are warming up to Trump. Among 18 to 29-year-olds, Trump edges Biden by roughly 2 points. And for those between 30 to 39, Trump's lead stretches to a staggering 11 points. Watch.
One big area, no surprise, it is the economy. Look at this contrast. This is April of 21, months after Biden took office. Nearly half the country was satisfied with where the economy was then. Now, barely 1 in 4 Americans satisfied with the economy. There's also this. We found an enthusiasm gap between the two parties. We asked folks on a scale of 1 to 10, how enthusiastic are you about the presidential election? And you can see Republican to Democrat, there is a gap right there. Where's the lag for Democrats? We found a couple places. Non-white voters, you could see significantly less enthusiastic than white voters. And then how about this age gap? The youngest group of voters who Democrats have been trying to get excited and motivated, a nearly 50-point gap there.
So really an uphill battle to try to make sure voters don't stay home if you're Democrats.
Yeah, that's it. And the problem for Democrats, too, the lack of enthusiasm about the election. There's clearly a lack of enthusiasm about the president himself, because we asked primary voters on the Democratic side, do you want options next year besides Biden? 59% said yes, they do. This is not a normal number for an incumbent. We asked the same question a year before Donald Trump sought re-election of Republicans. Only 37% wanted more choices then. That's a very high number.
Yeah, this is like the inverse of each other, these two numbers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so it raises the question, too, what else concerns Democrats? And I think this gets to sort of the elephant in the room here. Biden's age and fitness. I mean, look at this contrast. We have talked so much about Donald Trump, the indictments, the legal woes. They are clearly a major or moderate concern to the majority of Americans. But Biden's age and fitness for office, almost 3 out of 4 in our poll. This is Democrats, Republicans, independents say it's a major or moderate concern for them. How about Trump? He's only a few years younger than Biden. A full 27-point gap right there. This is looming as a major problem for the president.
Diving into President Biden's figure, they paint a telling picture. His overall approval rating sits at 42%, a meager 1-point rise from the previous month. Contrastingly, his disapproval rating has climbed 3 points to 50%. A recent NBC poll amplified these sentiments, revealing that a majority of Democrat voters desire a fresh face other than Biden for the next election. In the midst of these shifting sands, Representative Dean Phillips has chosen to stand up. Many progressives are rallying behind him, seeing him as a glimmer of hope. However, others dismiss him, suggesting his challenge might be short-lived, liking his ambition to a fleeting gust of wind. As former President Trump continues to build momentum, especially among the youth, Phillips has his task cut out. Trump's persistent base, combined with his growing appeal to a younger demographic, pose a formidable challenge. In this ever-evolving political landscape, Phillips' decision might be the nudge the Democrat Party needed. With the stakes this high, every move, every decision, and every statement will be under intense scrutiny. So it's a momentous turn in the political narrative. Democrat Congressman Dean Phillips officially steps up, aiming to challenge Biden in the 2024 primaries. While a segment of the progressive electorate cheered with enthusiasm, a significant number view Phillips as a passing breeze, here one moment and gone the next. On the other side, former President Donald Trump surges ahead, somewhat silhouetted above the noise, securing an increasing foothold among the youth for a potential 2024 comeback. The mere idea might give some a cold sweat, but turning a blind eye to Trump's unwavering loyal base and newfound youth appeal would be naive. They might very well be the twin engines propelling him to triumph in the ensuing electoral bout. The political theater is at its most riveting, and the final act is far from written. Which direction will the political winds favor? Only the sands of time will tell. But here's an unmistakable reality. Representative Phillips' audacious challenge against this backdrop needs more than hope to rewrite this progressive chapter and thwart the Republican juggernaut. Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.